Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 here. I'm with Andrew.
What's up, guys?
We just got out of seeing the early Tuesday night show of
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Hoo-ah! All right, guys. Andrew, do you want to talk about what the movie's about, the synopsis or whatever?
Yes, so G.I. Joe Retaliation is a direct sequel to the first film, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. And this film is basically taking off exactly where the last one left off. Cobra is now an established, terrorist organization, and now the G.I. Joes have to go after them, and it's just one of those classic, cat and mouse stories.
Yeah, go get the bad guy kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to let you guys all know I've never really been a fan of G.I. Joe. I know I'm a guy, more of like a Power Ranger dude, even though G.I. Joe was probably before Power Rangers.
For sure.
But it's, I know Rise of Cobra, I've never watched it, I've never really been interested in it. I heard nothing but bad things from people, some mixed things at work, but I just never really been interested in it. I know Marlon Wayans is in it, and that'll probably be the only reason I would watch the movie. But after watching this one, not gonna be watching that one. But what do you have to say about this movie?
Well, I on the other hand, I grew up with the franchise, like I told you.
Yeah.
I was really a big fan of all the cartoons. I had the action figures. I read the comic books, so I was really familiar with it. So I was really bummed out by the first film that Stephen Summers did. But this one is a little bit more, what a fanboy like myself would want out of a G.I. Joe movie. Is it good? No. But there was some stuff I enjoyed. I really liked the weapons and the vehicles in this movie. They were much more like what we saw when we were kids watching these cartoons. Just these big, larger than life, big ass, crazy boats, cool helicopters.
And tanks and shit.
Yeah, stuff that you would not actually see in real life. And so that's cool.
But I just thought the action sequences were just cut really weirdly, and the 3D of this movie absolutely did not work at all.
Terrible.
It's one of those movies, I felt like I was falling asleep in it multiple times. I know I yawned like 5 or 6 times.
You had to wake this guy
and
up.
I'm serious, this is the first time I almost fell asleep in a movie. I would not recommend seeing this one in the theaters or anything like that. I thought the chemistry between The Rock and Shannon Tatum were kind of good at the beginning, with like little banter back and forth, like playing video games, doing what guys do. You know what I mean? Like tweaking each other's nipples and stuff. You know what guys do in their 30s.
Guy stuff.
Yeah, guy shit.
Like I said, there were some good points if you're a G.I. Joe fan. Overall, it has a very blockbuster type of feel to it. It just lots of explosions, lots of action, but the action isn't even that good. Like Brandon said, it just, some of the cuts were just terrible, and it really took you out of the movie. And here the action's supposed to be what just grabs you. Yeah. And I find myself kind of daydreaming during the action because it was cut so terribly. Yeah,
the movie just felt really just generic, like something that you would see in other just Hollywood blockbusters. You know what I mean? It's just like real generic, real cut, really kind of fast, and it was cool to see the RZA in there playing the old kung fu sensei master kind of person, like, because him, and he's always loving kung fu movies and help producing them and like making them like the man with the iron fist and things. But oh my god, no, yeah, he was bad. But I can't really recommend this one, guys. Like out of 1 to a 10, I give this one maybe like a 1.5. What do you give this one?
Based off of it being, to me, an improvement of the first one, I have to give it I give it a 4. I mean, it wasn't a total abomination, so I guess I'm more or less a little impressed that they could kind of start to rectify the situation of what the atrocity of Rise of Cobra was. Yeah. So I mean, Cobra Commander actually looks like Cobra Commander, even though he's in maybe 3 sequences in the filming. Yeah.
To be honest, I was so in and out of this movie, I didn't know who the characters were.
Taking naps.
I didn't even care what the hell was really happening, because there's not really any character development in this movie to make you give a fuck about anybody in this thing. No. The Rock is good. He has his his swagger that he has, so he's fine at what he's doing. But it's just kind of hard to give a shit about any of the characters in this movie.
And the story just kind of cuts in and out. There's some inconsistencies, and to be honest, some of the carryover from the first film is a little weird. I don't remember Destro and Cobra Commander being caught. At least that's me. Maybe they were. All of a sudden, they're frozen at the beginning of this movie.
But we, every time in these videos, we always have a question to ask you guys at the end of it. So what was the question we thought of asking?
Yeah, so what is your favorite cartoon adaptation that became a live-action movie?
Yeah.
Like Scooby-Doo, G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Yeah, that's a good question. So guys, let us know in the comments down below what your favorite comic adaptation is, movie adaptation is. Make sure you guys thumbs up our video if you guys like what we do. Next weekend, there might not be a new review video because Andrew's got some work to do. All right, guys, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Our links will be in the description box for Andrew's and my Twitter. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Destroyed G.I. Joe. In this film, they have a new director.
Hey, a guy riding with no hands. Look at this. Neil Armstrong right here.
Fat kid on a bike.
Yeah.